May 19th, Kush's birthday. We're going to start with a beautiful quote from this book, Each Day a New Beginning by Hazelden Meditations. If we are suffering illness, poverty, or misfortune, Mr. Fresh, if we are suffering illness, poverty, or misfortune, we think we shall be satisfied on the day it ceases, but there too we know it is false. As soon as one has got used to not suffering, one wants something else. Simone Weil. Perhaps it's the human condition to never be satisfied, and yet always think, if only. However, the more we look within for wholeness, the greater will be our acceptance of all things at all times. So frequently we hear that happiness is within, but what does that mean when we may have just lost a job that supported us and our children? Or when the car won't start and funds are low? Or when we're feeling really scared and we don't know who to talk to or where to go? Happiness is within is such a grand platitude at those times. Nevertheless, our security in any situation is within, if we know how to tap it. It is within because that is where the strength we are blessed with resides. The strength given us from the power greater than ourselves. Going within first takes a decision. Next, it takes stillness, and then patience. But peace will come. We will quit wanting when we have learned how to turn to our inner strength. We will find serenity rather than suffering. I will go within whenever I feel the rumblings of dissatisfaction today. I will look there for my joy and sense of well-being and know that divine order is in charge.
Yeah, I could translate that into creation is going on as we speak. Divine order is that everything is made so beautifully well and intrinsically integral. And that's, if we can just tune into what really is going on this very moment, this now, happening as we speak, there's the key to unlock any situation.
Tap into it. That's where your strength is. That's where your power. You have the crayons.
You have the toolkit embedded in yourself. You just have to open it up.
Yep.
Open up the whatever contains that toolkit.
Exactly. And I love what it said about the feeling that it may appear to someone who's just lost a job or a car or is going through trouble silly to say that answer lies within, but at the same time, that is where the strength comes from.
Well, I would not so much say based so much on the within, using the word within, because I don't think it really is within. It's
divine. It's everywhere.
Divine. I mean, it's all encompassing.
Yeah, we're all just energy.
Well, what I'm trying to get at is that you're opening something, and then you're opening everything.
Yeah.
But you're opening something that is your toolkit, your essential heart-made, psychic, divine order toolkit. But it's the cosmos itself, and that's what you're opening up into. But it's this very moment. You see, creation is going on this very moment.
Yes.
And so there is the amazing array of things that it's not going to resolve. You're going to cry. You're going to lament. You're going to do whatever you have to do. Your feelings are your poetry. Feelings are poetic. Don't worry about having those feelings. But it's like a rain that will cleanse you into actions that will resolve whatever the issues that you're dealing with.
It feeds you.
It doesn't necessarily, it's not going to replace the loss, but it's going to move you forward or move you in a way that, I say resolves, because that was what was, these things, if you lose your job, if, some great catastrophe happens personally, but
the grief and the rain is part of it. The tears, the feelings.
You have to be. You're human. You're vulnerable. Don't worry about having those feelings or being vulnerable. That's part of your being who you are, and it's actually again integral to your humanity, which is also quote the answer to you dealing with any situation that you have to confront.
And we were talking about what it means to be integral, and we came up with GAR.
Well, genuine, authentic, and real. It can be, it could be real, authentic, genuine, but genuine, authentic, real.
Yeah. Are
then
you GAR?
Well, I mean, I don't want to reduce, the problem with, diversity, equity, inclusion. It shouldn't be it shouldn't be the forces of negativity are reducing it to DEI.
Yeah.
And really, it just should be announced. I mean, diversity, equity, inclusion. Do you have a problem with that?
I think that is.
You can say you have a problem with DEI, like
it sounds like an STD.
That's right.
Reducing it to 3 letters. When what does it really stand for? Divine energy is integral. Diversity, equity, inclusion.
Yes. Always saying what it really is, I think, is always important,
Yeah.
Because it to reduce it to something, reductionism, to reduce something, is a way of just making it into an object that you can get rid of.
Yeah. And feeling this is integral. And we are here, and preaching solutions and helping people get through these times.
Well, okay. It's not, for me, all these things I could be saying, like when I say integral, it's a dynamic. It's a dynamism.
Yeah.
It's kinetic. It's not talking about something that is like, oh yeah, there's integrity right over here. No, it is a field that you have to, in fact, that's alive, it's vibrant. You have to act on it for it to be it.
Yes, it's not passive.
Right. It's not just something. Oh yeah, I earned it just the other day.
I earned it years ago.
That's
I have
right.
it for life.
Yeah, I've been holding on to it in my.
I saved it.
It's behind the gate. It's locked up in my vault.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I mean, it's just all of this is. It's the act of making, the act of doing, the act of being these things. It's not people. I mean, that's the whole problem with we're trying to create commodities which should never be commodities.
Yes.
They are alive, so you have to nourish them. They're like plants; they grow. And I love the fact that Walt Whitman came up with leaves of grass.
Yeah.
I mean, what a beautiful. But not just a, you could say beautiful metaphor. Oh yeah, wonderful metaphor. But really, it's a vehicle, not so much. I mean, it's not passive or anything, but it's a vehicle for us imagining that royal we that you were speaking about the other day.
Yes.
All right.
This new project.
The royal we, which means everybody's included. You and everybody else. And that's the breakthrough of Walt Whitman, was to realize I'm speaking not about myself. I have the song of myself. Yeah, that's like a 100-page poem. But my breakthrough is really, I've come to understand that I am really a you.
Yes.
And that you are included. You're in the mix.
Yeah.
And actually, this gets to me, this last thing about, right now we're dealing with a lot of what, there's a phrase that came from Keats, negative capability, but it's interpreted, Nayanda Prema interprets it in like a Zen way. So it's like you're no mind and you're just part of the void, and it has a lot of different ways it could be understood. But for me, getting back to what really Keats said was, you're in the mix.
Yes.
Don't worry about being in the mix. You're in the mix.
You are.
There's a lot of contradictions. There's a lot of things are flying. Things are coming apart. Who knows who is what, who is true or whatever else. But you're in the mix.
Yeah.
That's more important than I have the right position. I'm the uprightest person, and everybody else is.
Yeah.
That's wrong. But at least we're in it.
Yeah, it's it.
All right.
You get in it and act on it. It's an action thing. It's not a subject.
There we go. It's not. Yes.
It's not about announcing yourself as it. It's about being it.
Right. It's not a static thing that you can possess and put in your cabinet.
In your bag.
And that's what Blake, the crystal cabinet. When I was starting to announce the Orgreaves of Innocence, what's beautiful, it's 1808. That's 19 years before he did Songs of Innocence, and Songs of Experience came 5 years after that. But he was reconsidering things, as he always did. And so he had this, like, the mental traveler. That's how we're talking, really. We just had this whole thing about, it's really mental traveling.
Yeah.
And then the crystal cabinet is about really like trying to put the bird in the bird cage, which is not right.
Yeah.
All right, in many ways. I mean, unless you have canaries and you want to take care of them.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Then you really are committed to their health and their well-being and their happiness.
Otherwise, you're trapped.
You're trapping the spirit. So, and then there's the horrific gray monk, which is, I say again and again, tyranny begets tyranny. The problem of these tyrants is that they create systems of basically punitive measures against everybody, whatever.
And once that's out of the closet.
Yeah, once it gets out of the closet. But everything else is coming out of the closet too, and it never goes back in the closet. That's the positive thing about, I'm sorry, gay people you're not going to put gay people back in the closet. And in fact, you're not going to get transgender people
to change.
That's right.
Because you're uncomfortable by
you're
their
uncomfortable,
nature.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Which really shows your own,
your own
ignorance.
prejudice and bigotry and your limitation and discrimination and so forth. It's actually, we're back to the civil rights playbook of the 50s.
That's it. Well, thank you, Kush, for giving us this dose this morning, and we are going to continue having you.
Yeah, and I always, I always get at it because
you're in the mix.
It's not fixed. You have to actually get it out.
Yep, and shout it at the rooftops.
Shout it, but actually act on transformation.
Yes.
Don't worry about it. Be in the mix. Don't worry about, oh my God, it's really chaotic. No. Okay, that's a condition. I feel like I was born in the apocalypse. This is my birthday. But I was born into the apocalypse. The apocalypse was, we dropped an atom bomb on Hiroshima. We destroyed a community of people. The Nagasaki bombing. Strangely enough, if I have it right, Puccini's Madame Butterfly takes place in Nagasaki. But that didn't stop people from dropping an atom bomb.
Right.
On Nagasaki.
No.
So that's like the beginning. I'm born into this. This is my time. I'm here to change it.
That's it.
I'm committed to changing it. And I revere those who have actually opened the door to that liberation and actually carried through with that liberation. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X.
Who's also shares a birthday with you.
Yes, I am. I am born on Malcolm X's birthday, and I identify with being black. I am, in fact, I identify with being Nubian. Kush for me is the kingdom below Egypt, and it's the kingdom that Rambo was exploring, and that's why I say Rambo's caravan, because I identify with my African roots, and Kush means black. Kushi means black in Hebrew.
Wow.
So I identify with that.
Beautiful, as we must, and support.
We identify
everyone.
with the oppressed. We identify with those who are downtrodden. We identify with being immigrants. Anyone in harm's way. That's our humanity. That's our being alive. So that's
That's the rest.
That's the bottom. That's the fundament by which we proceed, and that's the integrity. That's the integral.
Yes.
Whatever it is fundamental to our being, in joyous synchronization with the cosmos itself, which is happening every single moment. In the heart of now is the cosmos creating itself anew, and to be truly creative is to get into that very moment. But it means to act. It means to create art. It means to create poetry, create drama, create stand-up comedy. I mean,
yes.
Everything.
And that is the perfect send-off to what I wanted to say, which is that Kush is the very first episode of Joe's Java Jive, and now here we are, episode 30. And if you are one of those people, a performer, a musician, and I'm telling you, you are. Are you human?
Yes.
Then you're an artist.
Yes.
You are an actor.
Yes.
You are a performer. We want to hear from
Yes.
you. We want to talk with you.
Yeah, I'll bring up this one matter. Being human is an art.
Yes.
It's the art of being human. It's something we cultivate. Cultivate does have the word culture in it. And we have to cultivate being human to be human. But it is an art. The art of being human.
It truly is. And Kush,
And being human is an art. So
you are one of the beautiful human art pieces that I've ever met, and I'm so thankful for you and to have you on the show.
well, I'm
as
blessed to
always.
be in the community of the Big Blue Bunny people. And each and every one of them is like a shining example of the new culture. That's what I'm committed to.
Yes.
It's not just enough. I say I'm born into the apocalypse. The answer to that apocalypse, to make it human, is an art, yes. But it is, in fact, to create a new culture. You are the new culture. You, whoever hears this, you are part of that new culture. If you're young enough, you'll be in the making of it. If you're old enough, you can give advice, because you've learned and you've seen so many ways in which it can be made contrary, or defeated, or sidetracked, or people can think pretentiously that they know more than they really do, or can put you in a cage, literally.
Yep. It's happening every day. And this is the script that we are currently reading, but we don't like this script anymore.
No, and that's why we're flipsters. We're trying to flip it, flip the script, flip it open.
Flip that script. We can do it, folks. You are writing it right now. You are creating this reality, and you have the power to flip the script and be flipsters. And we are here to help you.
Stop worrying about flipping houses, man. Start flipping lives and making them open and integral and
flip your
and compassionate to
script.
others, especially those who are downtrodden in harm's way. Feel something for someone else, not yourself alone.
It's true, and if we can do that, then my gift to Kush this weekend becomes true. What did I get you on the hat?
Oh, God.
What did it say for the folks?
Good days ahead, man.
Good days ahead. I know it's controversial to think that way these days, but if we can do that, and we can join together and unite and support one another, then good days will be ahead. And we can do it.
Well, we are on a very small little planet. This planet is uniquely alive in its own way. We're here to preserve as much of the life that it has burgeoning in it and around it. So do not let our planet die, okay? And do not let our spirit or soul die. And that's the problem, that we are continually on some brink of the abyss.
Yes.
And we must act to nourish and help the forces of transcendent compassion, really, to actually find roots and grow and flower and open themselves into real communities of healing and preservation of the deepest feelings that we can possibly have, which are poetic and creative.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, I'll tell you what, Kush, if you don't know him, you can listen to our first episode. If you are curious of what he is, he's someone who is from the cosmos. He reads and recites from the dome some of the most powerful pieces of poetry, and is truly a mentor and a friend to all of us. People in harm's way, we are thinking of you and praying for you every day. Peace and love.
No, there's
And
one more thing.
what I want to do, Kush,
There's
is
one more thing.
I'm actually going to leave this open for you.
No, don't leave it open. No, I would just have one more thing to say.
Well, I was hoping you'd also share some piece with them.
No, I want to. I just want to say that this thing of Gangs of the Cosmos, there is an introduction to the first edition of Leaves of Grass. At the very completion of this very incredible, it's probably a 25-page introduction to the first edition of Leaves of Grass, which is itself one of the great poetic treasures that we, this country in its American Renaissance, ever created. He speaks of Gangs of the Cosmos and poets to come, a new kind of poetry. And that's what I'm committed to. But understand that it is in that transition from that very first edition, which he could have just sat on that, but he didn't. He went further into what he felt he was committed to. And that is you. The inclusion of you and your life, as vital and as difficult and at times as troublesome as it ever gets. And so that's where I am. I'm in that transition. Where do we go from here? How do we get to that next place that is positive and nourishing and humane and kind and compassionate, especially to those who are the oppressed? You have to think of the other. Think of other people beside yourself, beyond yourself. And think about their well-being and their health. Because if they're not healthy, if you're living in an environment that is not healthy and not well, there's no way that you can isolate yourself from that and just have your own little private kingdom. You have to be part of the larger fabric. You are part of the larger fabric, which is the earth itself. So do not let our planet die. Simple. Do not let our planet die. And do not let our humanity die. Our compassion die. Our hopes and feelings towards others die. And continue to be creative in this very moment. It's always open. It's open to you to do, to create.
And art is love is God.
Art is love is God. That's Wallace Berman and company. But it was a collective commitment.
And
Art is love is God, written on the wall of the Venice West Cafe, which included such an incredible, interesting community in LA, right by the water's edge, very much like Jones Beach, Brooklyn.
Well, folks, carry that message with you, and remember, you are an artist, you are a beautiful specimen, and the world needs you now.
Art is love is God.
Art is love is God. Peace, love, God, and art.
Further.
Sunflower, weary of time, who countest the steps to the sun.
seeking after that sweet golden clime, where the traveler's journey is done, and you find a way with desire, in the pale virgin shrouded in snow, rise from your graves and aspire, where my sunflower wishes to go.